This week on the Honor Roll podcast, we will be talking student leadership, finding opportunities, and the St. Pete Honors experience. All that and more coming up next. Hey Honors Bulls, welcome to the Honor Roll podcast, the flagship podcast of the Judy Genshaft Honors College Podcast Network. I am your host, Fabiana Requena, a second-year student studying marketing and business analytics at the University of South Florida and a member of the Honors College. Today, my co-host is Caroline Merriman, a third-year student studying English and biology. How's it going, Caroline?
I'm great. Thanks for having me back. I'm really excited to speak to students about what it's like on the St. Pete campus since, I've always been on Tampa.
I totally agree. I would really like to go visit the St. Pete campus, and I'm really excited to hear about what they have to say. And like always, we like to start off the podcast with one big question. So my question this week is, what is your favorite spot in Tampa Bay?
I would probably say like Bayshore, or I really love Davis Island.
Yes.
It's really nice to go out to Davis Island in like the afternoon, have a picnic and like watch the little sailboats go by. And it's a little bit more low key. There's not a ton of people. You take your dog. So I really like it.
You should go to this one Thai restaurant. It's called Thai Island. It's really good. It's on the island.
We should go after this.
Okay, let's go. And actually today we're going to be talking about one of the greatest parts about going to USF, which is that we're located in the Tampa Bay area. So we have all campuses, Tampa, St. Pete, and Sarasota. We have so many things to do here, as well as a lot of opportunities, and it's an amazing place to live and study. And today we actually have two special visitors from our St. Petersburg campus to talk about their honors experience. Stay tuned.
Hi, my name's Amanda Jakubowski, and I am a 2022 Honors College alum. If you were thinking about joining the Judy Genshaft Honors College, I would 100% recommend it. It was the best experience I had in college, and it allowed me to get the feeling of going to a small school while being at such a big university. Once you get here, I think it's so important to talk to as many people as you can and make as many connections as you can, because there's so many amazing people in the Honors College with so much to offer.
I would like to give a warm welcome to our two guests today visiting us from the USF St. Petersburg campus, Taylor Herman and Abdul Muqeet Khawaja. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hey everybody, my name is Taylor Herman. I am a political science major and legal studies minor at USF St. Pete.
Hey everyone, my name is Abdul. I'm an undergraduate student at University of South Florida, St. Petersburg campus, currently double majoring in business analytics and accounting.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. It's really great to have you here. Now, you both have positions on student government. So could you tell us just a little bit about what your positions are and maybe like what responsibilities you guys kind of fulfill?
Of course. So I was an international student when I joined USF St. Petersburg campus, and my first on-campus job was as part of student government. I served as their deputy financial officer, and then serving in that role for 2 years, I transitioned into the role of campus governor for the year 2023-2024. And being part of student government really provides you the opportunity to amplify the concerns of the students, but most importantly, raise their voices and act as a liaison between the student body and the administration. This helps us in advocating for the student needs and advocating for their concerns. For instance, we advocated for the need for more academic courses being offered at our St. Petersburg campus, mainly in-person classes, so that students don't have to travel to Tampa and do that 40-minute commute and be stuck in traffic, and they can get those courses at the piece of being on their own campus.
I think Abdul and I had a really cool journey to up to the point this year when we decided to run for governor and lieutenant governor together. Same as Abdul, I started in student government my freshman year. I ran in the midterm elections for the one USF Senate, and this gave me a really good opportunity to get to know all campuses and the way that we all fit together, but also the ways that we're different and we have to advocate for student needs in a different way depending on each campus. And that led me to joining executive cabinet last year, and then deciding to run with Abdul for a leadership position this year. And I would have to say, similarly to Abdul, it's been really wonderful to get to communicate with admin and students and kind of make a game plan for all the things that we think need to be tackled and accomplished on our campus.
Absolutely. And how do you think being involved in student government helps you be involved in other things on the St. Petersburg campus?
I would have to say student government kind of went hand in hand with some of my other on-campus involvements, and I think they amplified each other. For example, I was involved my freshman year with the St. Petersburg Center for Civic Engagement, and those relationships and activities that I got to be a part of with the center kind of combined into my experience in student government, and I was able to take the lead on different projects like voter registration, like the civic engagement fair, stuff like that that really exposes certain parts of our society and how to get more involved to students.
I would agree with that. I would say so that being involved in student government really provided me an opportunity to use it as kind of a brain map that networks outside and connects the different parts of the campus and brings them all together. For instance, one of the committees on our campus is the Campus Improvement Trust Fund, which we utilize to incentivize certain capital improvement projects on our campus, such as, for instance, USF St. Petersburg. We're currently working on renovating the University Student Center. So, being part of student government, I had an insight into how that committee works and how those campus allocation decisions work. Similar to that, I had the opportunity to work with the city of St. Petersburg, and student government collaborated with them this year to plan one of the biggest events of the city of St. Petersburg, which is the Iftar dinner during the month of Ramadan, to celebrate the diversity and the inclusivity that is located in the city of St. Petersburg. And we had over 800 plus attendees.
Wow.
So being part of those organizations and then being part of student government, you can kind of utilize those experiences and bring it to the students so they also can benefit from the opportunities that are available not only at USF St. Petersburg campus, but beyond that in the USF St. Petersburg community.
It's really cool that your role in student government is kind of extending beyond like the physical bounds of the university, and even some of the organizations that are already there. And you guys have kind of spoken a lot to like a sense of community and trying to create interconnectedness through your roles and through your passions. How have you seen the community kind of take shape during your time in leadership, and how have you kind of been able to take part in that growth?
I think what's really beautiful is after COVID, I think all universities kind of had to make a comeback as we learned how to interact with each other and get back into student life. But USF St. Petersburg is very reflective of the greater St. Petersburg community. I know Abdul touched on all of the things we've been able to do in collaboration with outside of the bounds of our campus. And that's what makes St. Pete campus so special is the close-knit relationships that we have not only with the city of St. Petersburg, but with local businesses. Our campus is literally within downtown. So we're within walking distance of all the shops, all the activities, all the nightlife, and students ride for free on PSTA, public transportation. So I do think it's just very special to see the amazing things about the city be reflected in the campus.
I would agree with that, and I would take it back to what Taylor mentioned in the start when she was mentioning her journey with the student government. That Taylor and I decided to run together because we had our own strengths and our own weaknesses, and we shared those positions when we came in this leadership position together. And I personally work a lot with the admin, the faculty, and beyond USF St. Petersburg campus, I work a lot with the city of St. Petersburg. Two things that I have noticed during my 3 years at the USF St. Petersburg campus. Firstly, we saw a huge transition in the engagement provided by the students. Specifically, again, as Taylor mentioned, that after coming out of COVID, now is the time that students are really enjoying that college experience. And that is showcased by the increase in the number of registered student organizations that we have on our campus. Last year, we allocated them about $30,000 split among 16 registered student organizations. This year, we allocated $50,000 to approximately 26 student organizations that are available on our campus. So the increase in those student organizations, the increase of engagement from students on our campus events really showcases that students are loving the college experience and pushing them out of their comfort zones to be able to take up leadership opportunities, but more so connect with the like-minded individuals around them. And the second thing I feel like I've seen the community shape in during my 3 years is St. Petersburg has become an innovation district in which you're seeing massive corporations establishing their headquarters in St. Petersburg, providing opportunities for students and fresh grads to take up career opportunities as soon as they graduate out of college. And it's not only that, it's also all the resources that are provided by the city of St. Petersburg to students so that they can ensure a successful transition from academia to a professional career. And I feel like that's fantastic for students like me that are graduating soon, or students like the freshman class that is coming in and doesn't know where to go. So these resources allow them to pave their way.
I like that St. Petersburg has a super tight knit community, and especially the way that the campus is right in downtown. I think that gives you a lot of access to a lot of opportunities there. And I wanted to know why you guys picked St. Pete campus. What made you guys go there versus coming to the Tampa campus?
Yeah, so I feel like with that, as I mentioned, I'm an international student, and
Mhm.
I would share what St. Petersburg was 3 years ago and what St. Petersburg is now. 3 years ago, when I was applying for colleges, I got enrolled into USF Tampa, and I wasn't aware of USF St. Petersburg
Mhm.
until an email comes into my inbox which says that USF just established their new MUMA College of Business Honors program
Mhm.
at the USF St. Petersburg campus. So students who would join this cohort, which is the first ever cohort, will receive room and board scholarship for their first year. And for me, that was a huge advantage because I was not only getting enrolled into a prestigious program, but I was also getting financial aid out of it. And then, of course, the career resources and the leadership opportunities were unmatchable.
Mhm.
So I enrolled in that program. I passed through certain sets of interviews and was selected into it, for which allowed me to decide the USF St. Petersburg campus. And I researched more into the campus itself and found
Mhm.
the unique situation or location, I should say, it has in the Tampa Bay area. That made me come to the USF St. Petersburg campus. And my first year, I was contemplating moving to the Tampa campus the second year. But the community that I found and the
Mhm.
resources that
Yeah.
I found in my first year at USF St. Petersburg campus, I don't think I'll be moving to the Tampa campus
Mhm.
until I graduate, which is in fall 2024. And where USF St. Petersburg campus is now from where it was 3 years ago during my experience, now everybody's aware of USF St. Petersburg campus. Our
Yes.
residence
Mhm.
halls are completely full. The student engagement on our campus is tremendous.
Mhm.
We just organized an event last week. It was called Coffee and Consent, to educate students about the Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and we had more than 100 plus attendees. And for USF St. Petersburg campus, which has a student body of somewhat 4,500 students,
That's really
Mhm.
good.
that's truly
Yeah.
remarkable.
Yeah. That's
Would you
awesome.
say that because you have a smaller campus, a smaller community, that you have access to more opportunities as well?
I would definitely say that. I was going to add on to Abdul. I was also placed at St. Pete campus, but I had decided to move to Tampa campus my sophomore year. And I had moved with my friends and I had wanted to try out the bigger campus environment. And I just found that it wasn't for me.
Mhm.
I was kind of struggling with. I made all these relationships with professors in smaller classrooms that really gave me a lot of attention, were able to connect me to internships in St. Pete. And I realized when I moved here that I just wasn't getting kind of that same vibe. I think there's so many amazing things about the Tampa campus, but after I kind of moved here, I was like, wait, I'm kind of missing the ease of access, the vibe where you get to know everybody on campus, and just that close knit relationship with your professors that I got at St. Pete.
And to comment on your tightly knitted community and how it benefits students, I would say so that in my experience as an international student, I didn't have friends and family over here, but I was able to establish a breeding ground of students around me that would help me push and help me be
Mhm.
myself in a place in which I felt like a stranger. And to that, I would give huge kudos to the Judy Genshaft Honors College that is located at the USF St. Petersburg campus. Our remarkable advisor, Danny Soluna, she is really able to tailor the academic plan for every individual student because of how small our honors college is. And it just feels so personalized that I was able to have a one-on-one conversation with her, discuss my academic plan, but even beyond academics, discuss my leadership opportunities and what I had envisioned for myself in college. And coming in as a freshman year, she was able to provide me with a plan in terms of academics as well as my professional career. I was able to join the Judy Genshaft Honors Student Council and serve as their events co-chair to develop events and bring that Honors College Student Council to light. So I feel like those opportunities and that connection that I established with my advisor, with the Honors College community, I am not sure if I would be able to attain that personal detail at a bigger campus such as Tampa. And again, that might be perfect for other students. I just thought it wasn't the perfect fit for me. And so
Mhm.
that's why I tend to stay on the St. Pete campus.
I want to capitalize on the family aspect. I feel like St. Pete really, when you're finding a home far away from home, Abdul's obviously
Yeah.
international student. I'm from Nebraska, so I was out of state. I feel like USF St. Pete and specifically the honors community really provided me with that family when I didn't have family. Danny is literally like our on-campus mom. She does a fantastic job as an advisor, but also she'll be there like rooting us all on and all of our accomplishments and like taking videos of us
Oh.
whenever we're taking on something. So I'm super appreciative of all the amazing influences on that campus and the way that they kind of support each other and help us feel like we belong.
It's really beautiful that you guys like had the choice. You had the option to go to the same university and kind of have that educational experience that you wanted, but you were able to tailor it to yourself based on like your preferred learning environment, your preferred living community, and that you can kind of like flourish in the way that you see fit for yourself. And I think St. Pete really does have a really unique community, and it's really enticing to get involved with that. You guys have a lot of traditions with, you know, how you guys do commencement and everything like that is kind of specific to your campus. Why do you think St. Pete has such a unique community, possibly outside of just the fact that it is cozy and close-knit? Do you think the city maybe influences that or any of those other factors?
Yeah, I would definitely say that I think the city has a strong influence. The city of St. Petersburg is definitely a diverse and very inclusive community, and I think Mayor Welch does a wonderful job at trying to extend that throughout the last few years. But I think that it's a commitment from the long-term staff and faculty from St. Pete as well, who have been on that campus for so many years and seen it grow and seen it flourish and buildings pop up everywhere. That there really is a commitment to make sure that all St. Pete students are seen, valued, and heard, and are respected and cared for and loved because of their differences.
I agree with that. And I would also say, you know, what is making USF St. Petersburg campus what it is today? It's your students, it's your staff, faculty, admin, and then it's your stakeholders around the USF community, which mainly is your city of St. Petersburg. That's where USF St. Petersburg campus is up and coming. And I feel like most of our students, from what I've observed, provided that Taylor's from Nebraska and I'm an international student, a lot of our students are from the neighborhoods around the St. Pete area. They are students who are not looking to be in a massive college campus, and so they tend to be at the St. Petersburg campus, right? And those students bring in those cozy vibes of family and friends and just working in groups together and seeing each other every day. And I feel like that brings in the climate of the events that we have, such as we'll have events as, you know, we're having plant bending for the USC study week, in which we're doing terrapotting, and there's plants available for students to do. So we had terrarium events that resonated against around the terrarium event, in which students could come in and build their own terrariums. And then we have clay pot painting. We have Saturday morning markets. These events, exactly. So those students, which are bringing in these nature and these personalities, also foster events that provide cozy and like calming events for the students so that they can partake in it. And then you have the city of St. Petersburg that is recognizing the diversity of our community and having events that resonate with the students from different backgrounds, so everybody is able to find a place and a home. And similar to being a tightly knitted community, this is what makes it that tightly knitted community. It is your students and the goals and visions that your city has.
Oh my gosh, I want to highlight, I know he just talked about cozy events, and this is going to contradict that, but I also just love one of our hallmark St. Pete events, the cardboard boat race. It's just an amazing experience for the entire campus to come together. And as a freshman, it was a way for me to kind of see all the different groups and faculty that were really influential that I didn't know about. But for the last 3 years, I've had the opportunity to get to see like everybody gathers in the harbor and has previously built cardboard boats made out of duct tape and cardboard and decorated them in themes and stuff. But you can do it with your department. Like we've had them with student government. Actually won this last year. Yeah, but thank you. But you can do them with your departments, with your clubs, or you and your group of friends can come together and build a boat and go ahead and race it. But it's become a very, very large event in St. Pete. And it's something that I definitely have had. It sounds kind of silly, but it's been such a fun thing to be a part of.
I think as like a Tampa Bay native, it's been really interesting to see the growth that St. Petersburg has experienced because it used to be a ghost town. And if you ask adults, that have been living here for a long time, they would say like St. Pete was a ghost town. There was nothing there. And the amount of growth that has occurred since, and especially in the last 10 years, is a big thanks to USF and the community that has been built there. So this is great.
Are you interested in graduate study, prestigious scholarships, studying abroad? Serving all 3 USF campuses, the Office of National Scholars, ONS, mentors USF students for prestigious awards and scholarship programs focused on research, international education, graduate study, and intellectual development. If you're interested in applying for awards like Fulbright, Rhodes, or Marshall, don't wait. Meet with an ONS advisor to discover what's possible. You can visit the ONS website or drop by their office on the 2nd floor of the Judy Genshaft Honors College building to learn more.
I wanted to shift the conversation a little bit to talk about your accomplishments. Taylor, I'll start with you. You were involved with the St. Pete Center for Civic Engagement. You interned for Tampa Bay Congresswoman Kathy Castor. Can you tell us about your experiences and how being at St. Pete helped you get those experiences?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I worked with the Center for Civic Engagement my freshman year. This was due to a professor I had met my first semester, Dr. Judy McLaughlin. She's the director for the center. And I want to say her, along with the other political science professors on my campus, had such an influence on the development of my professional career as an undergraduate student. Dr. McLaughlin introduced me to my first internship with a local nonprofit, World Partnerships, that works with the Department of State. And then she referenced me for my second internship with Congresswoman Kathy Castor. And I want to say that gave me such an amazing opportunity to really know what was happening in the community in St. Pete, also across the Bay, and how Congresswoman Castor interacts with USF and interacts with local businesses and local entities to kind of bring in the federal government and find a way to positively impact it. You mentioned that St. Pete has been growing so much in the last few decades, and I think it was cool to really see that through my internship with Congresswoman Castor and the way that now that she is part of St. Pete as well as Tampa, the ways that she's partnering with local entities like Mayor Welch and Lindsay Cross to combat certain issues and grow certain sectors of the economy. So I've really enjoyed that.
I was also going to ask you about your 2024 Golden Bull Award. Can you tell us what, winning that was like? Was that a really proud accomplishment for you? And what did you do?
Yeah, that was an absolute honor to win the 2024 Golden Bull. I want to say it was kind of a dream of mine after being involved in St. Pete, involved in student government, and involved one USF wide. I truly do owe, though, that accomplishment to all of the mentors and both students and staff mentors that I had leading up to my senior year. I think that the Golden Bull Award exemplifies both on-campus involvements and your influence at USF, but also your influence on the community and your accomplishments through academics. And I think my research opportunities, my internship with Congresswoman Castor, my ability to work in student government, all kind of influenced my ability to receive that award. And I am super, super grateful for the honor.
And Abdul, you were nominated for 25 Under 25. And how was that a part of, being at the St. Pete campus? Typically, we see like a lot of MUMA events happen here at the Tampa campus. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so 25 Under 25 has been a goal of mine for the past 3 years since I've been at USF. It's been an accomplishment that I've always looked upon to, and seeing most of my mentors and peers get it, it's truly an honor for me to be nominated for it. I would say being part of the USF St. Petersburg campus provided me certain unique opportunities that I wouldn't have been able to attain if I was at a bigger campus, because then I'm competing with a lot more students. And I'll come to the fact that why USF St. Petersburg campus provided me this opportunity to be able to get this award it's the fact that you can have personalized connections with your professors. So when you're
Mm-hmm.
sitting in your classes, you don't have classes that are more than 100 students. The cap that we have on our class is like 60 students max.
Yeah.
Most of my classes were 20, 25 students. So what that allows me to do is establish personalized connections with the professors and be able to learn more. But most importantly, it opens me up to more networking and more connections around the area in which they connect me with career opportunities. They connect me with different mentors around the industry in which I want to go into, mainly the financial software industry. And so those connections helped me in attaining this 25 under 25 nomination, mainly because one of my recommendation letters was provided to me by my professor. And being in his class and learning from him and being under his, I would say, under his wings for the past 2 years was great because he could see me grow as an individual
Mm-hmm.
rather than as one person among 45,000 students, right? And I feel like the second part of it is that when I go to career fairs and I'm getting an internship or I'm participating in research conferences, or that may be my on-campus job, employment opportunities such as in student government, I'm not competing with a pool of thousands of students. I'm competing
Mm-hmm.
with a pool of hundreds of students. So I'm able to attain those opportunities and be able to utilize them and grow in them, and diversify my skill sets to be able to apply to awards like this.
Certainly. And you mentioned that you have involvement in the financial software industry. Can you tell us a little bit how you broke into that, being business analytics and accounting major?
Sure. So I would say for the people listening that as an international student, it's very difficult for you to get an internship opportunity because of sponsorship issues and other
Mm-hmm.
other
Absolutely.
legal policies that go along with it. But also the climate that we are in today right now, where we're going towards a recession. Tampa Bay area is booming, but still the job opportunities are not as frequent as students would expect to be. And so I feel like USF St. Petersburg stood out in that sense because the career fairs that we had, it would be maximum 100, 200, 300 students. And so what allows me with that is that I can spend more time at every career fair, but also make personalized connections with every person that's representing their company. And so that's how I was able to meet up with Jabil, in which their recruiter came to one of our classes. So that was my first connection, introduction to Jabil. And then I met him again at the career fair, and I expressed my interest in the technical accounting internship and if they had any openings. And then I was able to apply for it. Kudos to Mumma College of Business for the career fairs that they organize. And when I applied for it, the recruiter took my resume but was able to put a face to my name that was
Mm-hmm.
on that resume.
Absolutely.
And that allowed me to stood out, and I was able to bag that internship, and I've been working with Jabil for the past year now.
That's great. And I also heard that you got the 2024 Leadership Award not too long ago. Can you tell us what that was like?
Yes, I just received the 2024 Leadership Award yesterday at the Rockies Award ceremony at the USF St. Petersburg campus, and that Leadership Award is basically a testimony of providing leadership to a group of students and mentoring them and providing them opportunities so that they can polish their skills. And being part of student government, I had that opportunity because I was working with an executive cabinet of 11 members that Taylor and I were collectively leading. So being
Mm-hmm.
able to provide opportunities to them so that they can carry on their initiatives, such as one of our coordinator of sustainability, Oliver, was very passionate about food waste, environmental sustainability. We have a campus beach, so it's restoration. So I was able to connect them with our regional chancellor, Chancellor Hardigree, as well as President Law's cabinet and the provost, so that we can carry on those initiatives and those conversations. And similar to that, we have our financial officer that I was able to help, right? And not only in that role, but in honors college, we were able to work in the student council to provide guidance to the new incoming freshman class. And so being able to do that really helps you stand out. But mainly it's that the people that you mentor and the people that you guide, when they achieve that success and when they achieve those platforms and you can see their growth, that makes you passionate about it, and that makes you happy that you were able to make a positive difference.
Yeah, you guys have obviously each of you done an extreme amount of things in your time at USF and in St. Pete. I mean, you've done volunteering, you've done leadership, you've done extracurriculars, like internships. How do you wear all those different hats?
I do think that one of the things I love about St. Pete and the students at St. Pete, outside of Abdul and I, there are so many multi-talented students at St. Petersburg, is they are also well-rounded and they all wear multiple hats. I feel like that's part of the thing that makes St. Pete so valuable and our student government at St. Pete so valuable is that students are involved in so many things on campus, and they're involved off campus and have jobs, they have internships, they volunteer. We have multiple cabinet members that are involved in different types of things like dance club, the Crow's Nest, stuff like that. So I would have to say that's just the St. Pete way. We try and have our hands in multiple pots because of that community and because of that network. And then we try and support each other through those connections and network that we have established.
I would agree with that. And I would also say, like, while that being a distinct part of USF St. Petersburg students, I feel like it also depends on your ambitions and your passions and your goals. If you have a goal that you want to be dedicated and you want to take multiple hats, then that's your goal. If your goal is that you want to, excel in just academics, that's also your goal. And that's perfect for you because that's the pathway that you follow. And I feel like for me, it was to be able to see what is the college experience and what it can offer me. And to cope with that and to wear all those hats, I had to plan all of my days. I had to have an organized schedule. And I feel like it's just not me. It's all the other students that wear multiple hats, that they have to be very punctual. They have to be very planned, and they have to focus on different areas and have reserved timestamps for those areas. And I feel like that's what makes you successful. And I can say that because Honors College at our campus, Taylor and I are part of the Honors College, but we're also part of student government. And then our upcoming campus governor and lieutenant governor are also part of the Honors College, but they're also part of student government. So it's just numerous opportunities. When you have those opportunities, you take them, and then you just fiddle around with your schedule to fix them.
Yeah, I wanted to add too that the way St. Pete is, because of the support network and because everything is so accessible, I feel like Abdul was talking about time management and just working hard. If you have the effort and you have the motivation, I feel like St. Pete, whether it's the staff or faculty or other students, will kind of like help bring you up and accomplish your goals, I guess. Like you say, hey, I have this mission. What do I need to do to achieve it? There's always somebody who's going to like try and help you get there. And Abdul touched on this earlier. I feel like now that we're graduating, we're trying to help kind of get other people to be able to accomplish their goals and kind of give them what we can in order to leave them with a pathway to success.
Yeah, you were both super well-rounded, super accomplished. I looked up to both of you. And lastly, I just wanted to touch on what you guys do for fun in St. Pete.
Ooh, not to call you out on your pickleball talent. Abdul's really good at pickleball.
Yeah, I feel like for me, if you ask me about my weekends, and that's to say, like, we're well-rounded, but we do have fun. Like, usually my weekends I definitely go to the Saturday morning market. I love getting fresh produce from there. They have a lot of good goodies. I am a sucker for good preserves, and so I go out there and you'll get kiwi strawberry or something like that. Fig, yep. Fig has been my top, and so I do that. I do play pickleball. I love playing pickleball. I got into it about 6 months ago, and it has been
I really want to start, so.
You should.
Don't have him teach you because he gets really into it.
I'm not a good teacher, but I would say, yeah, pickleball and Saturday morning markets are my fun. And again, our campus is on downtown St. Pete. I love taking a run around the downtown area and going to the St. Pete Pier.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn pickleball. We'll see if I can do that before I graduate. Yeah, but I will agree with Abdul that just being downtown, there's so many things you can do. I feel like a 5-minute walk from St. Pete campus is Janice Live.
Yeah.
It's like
amazing. It's my favorite.
Yeah, it's a super cute concert venue. It's a little smaller. It's not like it's like Taylor Swift couldn't play there,
No,
but
never.
there's a lot of bands who are a little bit smaller. It's very affordable for students. It's also just like a very fun vibe. Also Central Avenue for people who are 21 plus. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do in St. Pete. But also I mentioned the PSTA earlier and the Sunrunner. It's really cool. St. Pete students, if you don't have a car, you can hop on the Sunrunner and for free have it take you to the beach and back. So that's been a really cool opportunity. Me and my friends love to hop on the Sunrunner and spend a day at the beach and get lunch and stuff and then head back. So definitely grateful for all of those opportunities.
I would say that I don't know how I missed out on the beaches, but we have one of the world's best beaches at St. Pete Beach.
Yep.
It's a 20-minute drive, but if you take the Sunrunner, it's like a 18-minute ride, and you don't have to pay parking either. So it's economical.
Great.
It's super
No
cheap.
sand in your car.
No sand in your car either.
True.
There you go.
Well, it's been super fun to have you guys on the podcast. Thank you so much for being there. And Caroline, I think it's time to transfer to St. Pete campus.
I'm thinking about it, honestly.
Honestly, I am too.
Maybe move there
you
after
guys sold us. Like,
I want to come to the market and get jam and go to the beach.
yeah. Thank you guys for being on the podcast.
Awesome.
Of
Thank
course.
you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Now we're back in the studio. Thank you all for joining us. That was such a wonderful conversation to hear about the St. Pete experience. And now I'm ready to go take a trip down there.
No, absolutely. I think it really goes to show that regardless of what campus you're at, you can really accomplish great things wherever you are.
Yeah, exactly. I think the community extends beyond just like Tampa campus or Sarasota campus or St. Pete, and wherever you are, like the students can get involved with the city, get involved with the community. Yeah, and the proximity to the beach and all the markets, like there's never
a
an end
shortage
to like
of
what you
to
can
do.
do.
Of course.
Just like Abdul said, going to get jam on Saturday mornings and have
We
your
should go. We
toast and
should
go
go.
study. And with that said, to stay engaged with our honors community, don't forget to check the Honor Roll newsletter and our website at usf.edu/honors for all upcoming events, updates, and news. That will do it for this week's episode. The Honor Roll podcast is recorded in the Judy Genshaft Honors College at the University of South Florida Tampa campus. Production assistance is provided by honors student Abby Malloy and Professor Adam Davidson. Thank you all so much for listening. Please do not forget to rate and review our podcast. We appreciate your feedback. Tune in next time for more honors stories.
Until next time, go Bulls!